Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the TheRcSaylors, and today we're at our airfield. It is looking pretty good behind us because here in a day or two, we'll be at an event hosted by our airfield. Feel free to come out. We're going to have a few RCs of our own up here having fun with everyone, maybe even a couple things for sale. So if you're in the area, definitely come by the event. It'll be this Friday and this Saturday. We're going to take a look though today at a new quadcopter for us. This is a Wi-Fi FPV quadcopter. It flies on 2.4 gigahertz, the JJRC Windseeker. Abby calls this the spaceship drone. You can see why. It definitely looks like a StarCraft spaceship kind of thing. I really like the design, the long nose on the front. That's actually going to be really good for orientation to see while flying. This is a brushed motor quadcopter. So the camera, this is a little Wi-Fi camera, comes pre-installed. You've got the little plug here in case you want to maybe unplug that for flight without the camera. Very easy to do, on-off switch, which I'm a huge fan of. Here's our little battery hatch with extra room inside. So speaking of the battery, this is actually a 2-cell battery. It's not every day you see that, and it's a 500 milliamp battery at that, with a balance lead on it. So you can check it with your LiPo, balance alarms, charge it using an actual hobby grade charger, not just the included charger. And because it has an on-off switch, we'll go ahead and plug it in, and the camera just clips right to that. It's a pretty easy setup right there. It does come with landing gear, but I don't think we really need it today, so I'm just going to fly without that. So we'll snap that in place. See, it sits level without it, so we're good. It also comes with 4 prop guards. We're going to opt out of that. They're kind of like training wheels for drones. We have our transmitter and the camera mount, or the phone mount, I should say, not the camera mount. Let's see if Abby's phone fits in here. Oh, no, it doesn't. No. So that's an iPhone in a case, an OtterBox.
6S Plus.
6S Plus. As a size reference for you, it doesn't fit. So that's a big disappointment, very big disappointment. Chip clip would have done the job. It does have a screwdriver, 4 spare props, extra screws to hold on the landing gear and prop guards. Here's your USB charger, pretty good size length cord. It does go to the balance lead, so you can charge other batteries with that. It's not proprietary, big plus. And then the instructions. Let's get it in the air. Now obviously here's the biggest downside to this. This won't fit on there. Now that's not going to be the case for everybody, but I think a lot of people have big phones with big cases, so keep that in mind. That's a downside. I'm going to lay this down while I fly for a bit, and we'll go ahead and take off. Should be a start-stop button down here. There we go. So there's our motors going, and let's do a takeoff. Okay, this I may have not mentioned it yet, is an altitude hold quadcopter. Let's get a little higher here. Altitude hold, and does seem to be doing a pretty good job. Now, I know that the video feed, we got a lot of jello on our Wi-Fi feed here, like a ton, and it's going down on its own a bit, the altitude hold. You can adjust the camera angle. We have ours angled down just a hair, so I'm going to fly up so you're not just looking at the grass. Let me go up some. This is hard to fly because I'm having to hold the phone. Alright, so we do sync. Our altitude is syncing some, but there you can see there's the video feed. Now there's not much lag. For a Wi-Fi drone, there's actually very little lag in this. So small latency, you know, low latency I should say. I want to set that down though because I can't really fly and hold that at the same time, so setting the phone down, and I'm going to have to unfortunately not really fly FPV just to test some of the other functions. I know we have a flip function, so I'm going to hit that really quick. That was really crazy. The quadcopter yawed to the right and then flipped and then re-yawed. I've never seen one do that before, so here we go. Do you see that?
Yeah. Take it closer to us.
Okay. You tell me a good...
Keep coming closer.
How's that?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Do it one more time.
It's that's definitely not me doing that. I'll just...
It's fine. I can't see you.
I didn't do it as bad that time, but I've never seen one do that. That's really weird. Let me do one to the left and see if it does it. It's still rotated to the right.
Weird.
It's like when the motor's revved up, it did it. So let me just kind of punch the throttle and see if it rotates. No, that was a punch, by the way. 3, 2, 1.
Well, what rate are you in? Talk about the rates some.
Yeah, now this is a neat feature. I will say for the quadcopter, there's a little knob on the transmitter, and you can, I'm going to step out here to show you.
Okay.
Knob. Right here. Okay. You press and hold that, and then you can crank it. No, you don't have to hold it. Just press it once. You crank the knob. Increasing the rates. We'll go up to 80%. And let's see if that affects the throttle. No, it does not. So it's just
100%.
just the way, you know, it's
It's a lot snappier now.
it is snappier. Yeah. So let's just fly it around for a second here. This is 80%. Flies really well. It's actually a good flyer. Okay. All right. Let's crank it up to 100%. It's drifting back. There's a slight breeze. Here's 100%. We'll just zip it around at full speed. We do lose altitude really bad when we're going full speed ahead. Watch this. See, it really sinks down. So at 100%, it's almost not usable. I'd say around 80–85% was pretty good.
Is the throttle any different now that it's at 100?
Nope. We'll full punch it and
Yeah, man.
nothing. Pretty wimpy on that. The top left button turns the lights off, not the rear light. I believe that light lets us know we're filming. I'm going to stop filming and see if that changes. Yes. Nope. It's just a blinking indicator.
Was it always blinking
Yes.
twice like that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So I stopped filming because that camera quality didn't look to be amazing anyway. I know we have a headless mode. We can try that. That is a horrible beep for headless mode, but the function seems to work pretty well. I don't know why you'd ever want to fly anything with that horrible beeping. That's about the worst beep I've ever heard.
I don't even like headless mode.
I don't either.
I never even liked it when I was a newcomer. It's just confusing.
It serves a purpose, I think, on more expensive drones.
Yeah.
Now I'll do a return to home. It's working really well, but it's doing that awful beeping.
Take it out again and take it like out to left field there.
Does it over there?
Yeah.
No, that beeping's coming out of the transmitter.
Oh, it's still coming back toward us.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Wow.
But the beeping that's the worst beeping on any quad I've ever heard.
Yeah.
This is a very hit and miss quadcopter. There's not, for a 2-cell battery, I would hope that it would kind of increase the flight time, although your milliamp generally increases the flight time.
I think the only thing it's lacking is just a little bit more throttle punch, really, and that's it.
Well, let's be fair here, the camera quality is pretty awful.
Oh, well, I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, it's a lot of
At
junk.
least the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi and what we're seeing on the phone here.
We don't know what it's recording,
There's
really.
very, very little latency. I mean, I'm talking
Well, that's good.
really good. So is it usable to fly around with FPV? If your phone can mount to the transmitter, then I would say, yeah, very usable. Very, very usable. But are you going to enjoy watching it play back? If this is any indication of what it's recording like, definitely not. Because it's very, very, very wobbly. Very wobbly. Abby, would you like to fly this?
Of course I would. I thought you'd never ask.
Sorry. Yeah. I think I've tested all the
You've only
features
been flying
out.
for like 6 minutes. It's all good.
Okay, so this is full down. I kind of do like that it's a nice, easy-going quadcopter.
Yeah.
Let's just see what Abby's got.
Okay.
The bottom left button should start your motors. And then
There's
just
no takeoff button.
no. Nope, just fly it like any other drone. And is our mic on? Let's just be sure. Okay. Okay, alright. Abby's a much better camera person than me, so let's see what you got on the quad, Abby. Oh, losing
altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is lacking throttle-wise. Like, oh my goodness, it's not even going up.
Yeah.
I'm giving it full
Let's
throttle.
pull up. You may have a low battery. Or you may be disconnected from the transmitter.
No, it's going down. Why isn't it letting me go any higher?
That is crazy. That's odd. Does it have some sort of limitation set?
Does yours have that?
I didn't really fly very high. That's very odd. Okay, bring it back down.
100%.
Well, that's just rates.
No, that's
battery. I guarantee it was battery.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That's a really short battery life for a 2-cell. Oh my gosh, I was like maybe 7 minutes, if that, of flight.
Let's be fair about this. It is a camera drone with altitude hold. If you ended up getting this as a gift, I'd call it a keeper. If you're shopping around and you have $100 to spend, this is one to pass on, in comparison to all the other things we featured for the price point. But to talk about the features of this drone, would you want to film it and re-watch the video? I don't think so. It wasn't great. Can you use the video while you're out on the field enjoying flying? Yeah, I do. I really think that's one of the better performing latency, low latency Wi-Fi FPV quadcopters in the toy grade category that we've ever had our hands on. Very little lag, so it makes it usable. That's a plus. The downside is that a larger phone in a larger case will not fit with the included phone mount. A simple chip clip mount would be the problem solver for that. So
preferred method for us, at least.
I don't know why everybody just doesn't use the chip clip. I mean, that just works, and it works really well. Now, the quadcopter itself and the transmitter combination, as far as the altitude hold goes, overall it worked pretty well. It held its altitude, though it did sink down very slowly. Not bad. Maybe a calibration would fix that. I'll be honest, we did not calibrate this before takeoff, and because didn't really seem a major need to. The headless mode worked. I like that all the
return to home worked really well.
Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Could have just been random. Maybe today China is that way. That's what everybody says. These return to home back to China until you reset the compass. I do like that everything is labeled on the transmitter, except for the two top functions. This is lights, this is flips, not a major issue. The altitude hold feels good while you're flying, and I love the fact that the rates can go from 1%, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 100%, and it's not just 20, 60, 80% on the rates. The quadcopter itself does look pretty cool. You can turn the lights on and off, you can add landing gear, you can add prop guards. The battery isn't a limiting factor. It's a pretty universally accepted battery. Overall, like I said at the beginning of this little recap, if you got this as a gift, or you happen to order it and you're waiting on it to come to your door and you're watching this review while you're waiting, you did okay. But if this is your first time on our channel, I say you should watch more of our videos and find the good stuff for the price. So, not the worst thing we've ever had, but not the best. Again, if the money's burning a hole in your pocket, pass on this, go over to our channel and find something that gets a little more bang for your buck. There you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.